This episode is sponsored by WOMEL. More than a leadership magazine, WOMEL is a resource that helps women grow their business, mentoring, attentive support, and services. To learn more about WOMEL services and the magazine, go to their website. Go to WOMELLE.com or give them a call at 702-747-3054. Leadership, influence, build your business, do and have it all with WOMEL. Contact them today. Welcome to Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. This podcast was created for the boomer woman leaving corporate, and now you're looking to reinvent yourself, become an author, an entrepreneur, a podcaster. Well, each episode will leave you with clarity. You will come away with the yes, I can and yes, I will reinvent myself mindset. So come on, let's do this. I'm your host, Margot Levette. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode. Her business, her voice, her conversation. I tell you, today is another great episode. Today's guest loves all things style and fashion. She's America's most stylish social butterfly. And as you hear her speak, you'll have to nod your head and agree. She just launched a certified stylist course, certified stylist course for anyone who wants to get into this industry. And you can tell when you speak with DeAnna and you go to her website, you know that the course is going to be well worth your time. So I truly welcome DeAnna DuPree. Welcome. Thank you, DeAnna.
Thank you so very much, Margot, for having me. I am so excited to be here.
Well, I wouldn't have it any other way because what I'm thinking, when we first met, I thought, who is this lady? Stylish, confident, but just very humble and down to earth and approachable. Excuse me. So my thought is, isn't that how all of us want to be? What are your thoughts on fashion and style, and what does that do to our confidence, DeAnna?
Good question. It is truly my belief that we can't have one without the other. You cannot, call yourself fashionable without having a sense of style. You cannot have a sense of style without understanding fashion for you, what that looks like. Fashion for me would be different for you, but it's really important for a woman who's really looking to, embrace herself and walk with her head held high and enter the room, shoulders back, chin up. She's really in that space where she understands her body, her personal style, and what she's projecting out into the world. And whatever that is, she knows that she's saying it without saying a word. That is what, for me, fashion and style will do for a woman.
That's powerful. That is powerful. It makes its statement. It speaks for you before you even open up your mouth, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's been so many occasions where I've entered a room and I hadn't even made it to my destination, which is maybe my seat, and someone's, jumped on me. Oh my God, who are you? What do you do? And that's how we should all be approached. I think that with having a sense of style and understanding, personal fashion, it is truly possible to enter a room, command the space without ever saying a word. And that's what I teach all my clients and women all over the world.
Wow. That brings me to a wonderful, wonderful statement that you have on your website by Edith Head. I tell you, it really caught my eye. And she says, you can have anything you want in life if you dress for it. And that is so, oh my gosh.
Absolutely. When I first read that, I mean, it literally gave me chills. And I was maybe in my second year in business. And I've been watching a Grace Kelly documentary, and I didn't
Mm-hmm.
realize that Edith Head was her stylist, and so many stylists and costume designer. And when I read the quote, and I was like, it's so absolutely true. Anything, you know what I mean? You like a goddess, you become a goddess. You're treated as a goddess. Just like a boss, you exude that boss behavior, and people and treated just like a boss. You want to be a wife, you want to be CEO. All these things, you literally can dress for that title and truly embrace it. And I know for a fact, universal law says it has no point but to bring it to you. That's
Yes.
what it has to do, because you're
Yes.
owning it, you're walking in that light. And for me, when I read that quote, I immediately changed my own aesthetic in terms of being a stylist. I thought, okay, well, you know what? Why am I playing it safe? Why am I looking like a banker?
Mm-hmm.
Not what a stylist does. You know what I mean? We're edgy. We're against the grain. We can do anything we want to do because we have that space to be as creative as we want.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
And I began to change and really transform and evolve into the woman that you met, where I began to just really just own that. You have the ability to, transform lives literally with the vision that God gave you. And
Yes.
that does not, say that I'm supposed to wear a gray suit because, you know what I mean? I'm a businesswoman. That's not what that means to me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and I think my clients all learn that with working with me. Like, just because you're in business does not mean to dress like a man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Dress what you want, boss woman, boss lady, woman in business, boss mom, you can really own the space if you just know how to dress for that particular thing you want in life.
And that's what I love. I heard you say a couple of times, own the space. That's
Yes.
if you own the space, then everything else is just going to kind of fall into place because you're
It's
ready
yours.
for that space. You created the
Yes, you
space.
created it. It's your, I mean, it's yours. It's yours.
Uh-huh.
And so, everyone always says, dress for the job that you want and not for the job you have. It's the same light, you know what I mean? And if you dress for the position you want in life, I
Yes.
started to dress like a stylist and like a business owner and like an actual, what do you call it? A woman building an empire in my second and third year. I was nowhere close, you know what I mean? But I knew that's where I wanted to go. I want to be a six-figure stylist. I want to be a six-figure coach. I want to be a seven-figure business woman. I was claiming that and started to dress that way, and
Yes.
it started to really command the space. And people were like really on it, like, "Who are you? What do you do? Oh my God, you're magnificent. I just want to be close to you. I want to know who you are." And we
Mm-hmm.
should all be approached that way every day of our lives.
The law of attraction demands that
Yep,
it has to come back your way. You're
absolutely,
preparing for it.
absolutely.
That's important conversation here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're taking notes.
Absolutely.
I'm just wondering about the woman, especially the baby boomer woman. This show is all
Mhm.
about women who have, excuse me, reinvented themselves.
Yeah.
You're not your daughter anymore.
Yes.
Some of us can still wear our skirts a little bit shorter, but
Sure.
how does a mature woman, actually feel stylish and not and find embrace this new woman that she's become? She's going
Mhm.
into her second, third, maybe even fourth act. How does she
Mhm.
embrace those changes and still and feel confident?
Mhm. Well, when I work with my clients, I ask a series of questions. You can't just wake up tomorrow and just have a wardrobe that speaks to that woman, right?
Hmm.
And so for my clients, we're all becoming the quintessential woman, and whatever that means in your particular terminology. So I ask them, where is it that you want to go in your business? Where is it that you want to, what are we achieving over the next 6 months to a year? Some of them are losing weight. Some of them are getting a promotion. They want a particular, haircut. They have the vision, right? And it's my job to help them attain the goal of that vision, right? So after we kind of go over who is it that you have always seen?
Hmm.
Who that you've always wanted to become, and sometimes I'm saying, give me a name, it could be, a Jackie O. I want to embrace the Jackie O, whatever that is for that woman, and that helps me. Okay, so that means we have to go to that closet immediately and pull everything out of the girl you used to be, because
Hmm.
those things are not serving you. So that will be the first thing. Get rid of the things that are no longer serving you. I don't care if you spend 10 grand on that suit, on that jacket. If it's not serving the woman that you're becoming, it must go. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you don't love everything in that closet, love it. Giddy.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk in that closet, like, oh my God, I can't wait to wear this. If you don't feel that way,
Uh-huh.
you need to get out of the closet, because you're not going to embrace the love energy with the clothing, which is going to give you love energy when you go into the world. That's first.
Mm.
And, it's a series of things. Some women, I start from foundational, really. I start from, are you wearing the right bra? Are
Wow.
the girls up where they belong? Are you wearing the proper shapers? Do you feel confident walking around your house and your panties in your bra? That's first. If you don't have that before you even put on clothing, it's already done. You're already going to feel, blah, I don't really feel it. You know what I mean? And so it has to start with the first pieces that go into your body. It has to start with the first vision that you have. What color were you wearing in that vision? What was the shoe? What was your lip color? How was your hair? Tell me everything, because I'm going to bring that whole vision to life. And sometimes it's a whole transformation. Sometimes it really is a full total body makeover. Haircut, she starts wearing lashes. She starts wearing a different pop of color on her lips. Statement necklaces. She might, instead of wearing a kitten heel, she's always worn flats her life. Small things like that really do elevate your confidence. Really, they will. Wearing a pop of color. Going against what you told yourself for the past 90 years. Oh, I cannot wear polka dots.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put you in a polka dot dress. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just that you have to know that you can own anything that you put on your body. It's really just about the inner accepting the outer. That's it.
The inner accepting the outer.
Mm-hmm.
So many times we want to, I hear people say, I'm going to fake it until I can make it.
Yeah.
It's as if if you don't work on that inner person, then you're
Yeah.
not going to fake anything. You're not good. You can buy,
Exactly.
go to Neiman Marcus and charge up your charge card $1 billion.
Exactly.
It's not
Yeah.
going to matter.
It's so true. It's so, so true. I have to do my own work.
Mhm.
Yes, I was dressing like a boss, but did I really have the tools
Mm.
to behave as such? Were the right people around me that were already bosses that can pour in, right?
Mhm.
All of those things. I started therapy. I started, had to go through a series of healing sessions behind my divorce,
Mm.
behind, I was a stepmother, for so long, and then all of a sudden that was gone, and I didn't know how to manage money properly. All those things, had to really be dealt with before the universe and God could even consider giving me this life, and um, for what is much is given, much is required.
Mm.
And I had to do the work. And I began to, when I learned more about wealth management and money, I began to see my clientele completely change. My language was changing. You know
Yes.
what I mean? My price point was changing. I could no longer give deals for a couple of $100s. Are you joking? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? That I'm like, I'm not serving you. I'm not serving either of us, because now I resent you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
mad at myself, so I'm not producing the right work. So we really
Yes.
have to learn to value. I think that really comes from proper mentorship and coaching, is understanding that, your worth and your value in this world. All that had to happen before I could even consider myself a style strategist, a confidence coach and mentor, or a wardrobe stylist. All those titles really did take work on my end, internal workings, to really embrace the woman that I was becoming.
Wow. That is, you know what? I've had, excuse me, I've had a lot of people on this show, but for you to dive in as deeply and as quickly as you did concerning the inner work, I don't think a person's been on this show that's just been that transparent and said, this is where it all began. And had I not done this, I wouldn't be able to go up and go out. For myself, that's exactly what I had to do to start this podcast. I had to do inner work because I
Mhm.
was not able to serve anybody. So thank you.
Yeah,
Kudos for doing the work. And
absolutely, absolutely.
it
And
shows.
kudos to the other women too, who done the work. And generally, when a woman finds me, she's already started to do her work, or I'm her first step.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, for me, is powerful. I applaud every person that calls my phone, because I'm like, look, that was a huge step for you to make, to seek help.
Mm-hmm.
We all carry this, this pride and arrogance. But look, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know how to get to this woman, to unleash her. What do I do?
Yes.
And we start internally first. There's no way I even get to the closet before I even get to her heart. what's happening in your heart, what's happening in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I thought it was necessary for me to become a coach, because I needed to get the tools to really be able to take my clients through a process of
Mm-hmm.
evolution.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, all of us in business should start with the heart. It has to be a heart-centered business. Taking their money does not serve anyone unless you know exactly where that money is going to take them in terms of their goals, their vision, their dream, and they're hiring you to help them achieve that. That's so very, very important for us, as I'm hoping we're all heart-centered entrepreneurs, that, we deal with the heart first in all of our services and products.
Well, I think that it sounds good, but when I talk to other people and they're kind of down on coaches. Coaches has taken on another name. I think some people are just out for the money and they're really not heart-centered. So it is refreshing and it's a relief when you do find somebody that does care and take that heart-centered approach, that holistic approach. And that's when you get the biggest results. And you see, it may be a little bit slower. I think some people get it kind of twisted because they think it's a overnight success and I'm going to do this and move this needle way to the moon overnight. But as you say, it's a process and it takes work on your part.
Absolutely. I totally believe that. I'd never tell my clients I'm going to change your life by Friday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
They want you to.
Yes, I know you want. Well, first step is first. Take me to your closet. You can do some of that work while I'm, working on your project.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, Margot, when you pull out some of that history out of that closet, you breathe differently in that room. It's like, wow, why does the energy feel different now? Because you were holding on to your past. That first for sure, but I'm never going to promise them a new transformed quintessential woman in a couple of days. All of it is a process. I take my clients through an actual process of becoming, and you have to be willing to do the work. I'm not going to just, okay, give me your money and take you shopping. It's not like that for me. That's not what God sent me here to do. I'm transformative business. It's transformational styling. It's transformational coaching, and it's really important for people to understand that when they make that call, that this is going to be, we are becoming, you only can become once you accept, and that takes some time, and that's where my work begins.
Some time and some courage.
Yes, lots of courage. And of course, strength. Of course, when I get with my clients, I pray in the closet. I pray that, just give them a double portion of strength and courage, because it's going to take that to make it through this process, to let go and let God, and let the God in me do my work.
Yeah. Wow. You know what, DeAnna, I'm wondering, as you pray with them and with the ladies and actually take them through this journey, I can see where you are opening up doors to not only changing their wardrobe, but it's definitely, they're in for a life change. They are a boss or an author or whatever, but when they come through on the other side, they are really not going to know that person that they have become, because you have earthed all this other stuff, all the clothes and all those old hurts and all those old thoughts and all those old confidence stompers. Oh my God, it's awesome. And the energy.
Oh. Yeah, it's true. I mean, my clients, they've all used this word magical, and whenever I say the word, it gives me chills, because I know, my mom used to always, tell me, you just walk around with fairy dust. And I didn't know what that meant as a young age, but it truly, I feel that way now. Like, I literally have a little magic wand and, we're literally becoming, it's like the Cinderella story, and they always tell me, DeAnna, I don't even walk the same. I don't even think the same. My friends are all like in shock when I walked into the room, and it's like, yeah, you're owning it now. This is who you were becoming. This is only the first layer. This woman, you know what I mean? Wait until, that meeting comes about, or that man approaches you, that, it's all going to be different, because your language will definitely change, because you know who you are and what you're sent on this planet to do. It all changes. It all changes. And it truly is a magical experience.
And it's never too late for a woman to find.
No, never. Absolutely not. I truly believe it's never too late. It's only too late when we are in the casket. I don't care how old you are. I have clients in their 70s who are about to start dating.
Mm-hmm.
I want a new look. I'm like, yes. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? It's never too late.
Uh-huh.
Man was not meant to be on, alone. And so these women know that. And I'm honored that they would even ask me to be a part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. 60s, 70s dating,
Yeah.
and it's not going to be the way it was when we were in our 20s, 30s, maybe even our 40s when we were married or not married. But to take that courage and say, I'm going to let go of all these things in the past, the old way of dating,
Mm-hmm.
on this new. Oh, that has got to be totally exciting. And
Totally exciting. It's so much fun. I mean, and then a woman at that age, she's seen a lot in her life. So she's over judging herself. She's over what people will think of her. She's ready to like take on this next 10, 20, 30 years of her life and own it completely with complete confidence, no criticism of self, and complete adoration of self. And it's so beautiful to see it, wearing red lipstick and a gorgeous red dress. I'm like, yes, and it's just so inspiring for me, and it's truly it's an honor
mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm.
talk with these women of
Uh,
all ages, of
can
all
I,
ages.
I know that you've worked with a lot of women,
Mm-hmm.
but can you think of one person in particular? And of course, you don't have to call their name or anything, but one
Mm-hmm.
person in particular that just really touched your heart and you helped them transform. And I like the word reinvented themselves. And it almost, when you think of them, even to this day, it yet makes you gasp or even cry. Can you, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but does anybody, because I'm sure that you have so many stories and
I do.
everybody is dear and near.
And Miss Margot, it's when you begin to ask me, I'm thinking about 10 people,
Mm-hmm.
that I think about and I see on social media. I'm like, look at her now. Look at how she's talking. But, I want to say it was my very first client that came after my therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so beautiful. I'm telling you, it's the energy we put out. She was in her own um, transformative healing space. She had probably gained about maybe 30 pounds or so and was getting back into the workforce over in the real estate industry. And, when I went to her, when she kind of called, she's like, I just don't think I'm projecting, a woman that deserves the kind of money that I'm asking for. I'm like, wow,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
okay. That was a huge statement for me. And it really brought for me the question, do you look like what you're asking for?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I really want the type of clients that enter my office or my space and say, this woman is about her business. She's going to make sure I'm taken care of. I trust her. I feel like I'm walking around and looking like someone's like, old, what does she call herself? Like an old grandma vet, something like that. And because she wore shorts every day, jean shorts
Wow.
and blouses. And that's all she had because nothing fit. And she was just over her body. She hated it.
Mm-hmm.
And, so we went through, our first shopping excursion and we had at least 100 pieces, new pieces, because we got rid of everything, shoes, belts, bras, everything was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And, when the next time I saw her, she opened the door and had this gorgeous white blouse on that, we had bought at the store, kind of hanging off the shoulder, just a little bit of skin, and some cute little ponte pants and sandals. She never wore sandals. She always wore tennis shoes. And she had makeup. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, oh my God, you look gorgeous. And it kind of took my breath away. I couldn't, it was only maybe 2 weeks after our shopping excursion. I was coming to bring some other pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And she was almost skipping back to the room. Hi, oh my God, just really excited. Husband super excited. Her granddaughter was like, Grandma, what happened to you? And I always think about her because her birthday was 11/11, and I'm like, you were my angel, because her transformation just gave me the inspiration and the confidence
Mm-hmm.
to keep going and to know that my work really was divine.
Yes. Yes.
And she's always have a special place in my heart. You know, we kept in contact for years, you know, because like we just had that experience together, you know, where we would just talk about it all, you know, all of the past hurts. And, you know, and I'm like, look, talk about it now because we're done with that girl.
Uh-huh.
When was on my last day, we're not bringing her up anymore. We even named her.
Wow.
Let's name her so that we don't even let her back into our lives anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I think about her all the time because I'm like, wow, you know, she really helped me find out that soul passion, you know, what sets your soul on fire. It was when she opened that door. And I was like, I'm done. Yep, this is my life's work right here. Um, it was a true day and night transformation. Not even the same one. Not even. She'd colored her hair, cut it a little bit shorter, showing her neckline. I told her about, you know, the woman's neck being more sexier and her collarbone. I mean, she was showing it all, and I was just like, okay, I'm done with you, lady. And you know, she was like, you know, 64,
Uh-huh.
and she just looked like she was maybe 40,
I bet.
maybe. And you know, she's like, you know, I'm so excited. I'm gonna go to my office. I'm gonna, you know, redo the office and bring more color in the office. I want flowers. I mean, she's finally was embracing her feminine power, and I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. And I think she's probably the most transformative I've ever dealt with because it was just such an extreme from, you know, complete self-hate
Yes. Yes.
to you know, prancing and skipping just a
Mm.
few weeks later. Um and showing her body. She would never show her shoulders before. She
Mm.
hated everything, her arm, everything. So to show a little bit of her skin, I'm like, wow, you look wonderful. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so for me, I think she stands out the most.
Wow. You gave her permission.
Yes,
It's as if she was just waiting for somebody to say, you can
yes,
do this. It's
yes,
okay. You're
yes.
64 years old, but it's okay. Go for it,
Yeah,
girl.
go
You
for
still
it.
got it.
Everyone. Yes, I mean there is a section in my coaching program called Permission to Be, Permission Granted, and that's when, you know, you just grant yourself permission to own, honor, and unleash who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and it really gives women this slingshot effect. Like just take it, just go, just try
Yes.
it once, you know, and when they put their foot on that door, on that step outside of the door,
Mm-hmm.
it's no going back.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to own it now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And once they get their first compliment of the day, for, you know, by the time they get to Starbucks, it's like, okay, she was right. Okay, I got this. I got this. You know, and it goes on all day. And by lunch, I've gotten 10 messages. DeAnna, you won't believe it. Yes, I do. I totally believe it. You know, you finally gave yourself the permission,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it really is so magical. It's so beautiful.
Wow. Well, you are a blessing to so many women, those who you helped and those who are waiting for their help to come from you. So thank you for what you do, especially for the boomer woman, you know,
Yes.
for all women in particular, because we hide so much and we cloak under so much and we just step over so much. So thank you for taking us on a journey and unearthing so much and giving us permission to be who we really are, who God ordained us to be,
Yeah.
because that's huge. That is just huge. Well, DeAnna, I'm looking at the time and I really want to respect your time. I thank you for being a guest and so transparent and so open and just authentic today. How can people find you if they want to become a part of if they want to get the certification as far as stylist goes?
Hmm.
They just want to work with you. Where do they
Okay.
find you?
Okay, a few different ways. If you're interested in expanding or tapping into the styling industry and becoming a wardrobe personal stylist, please visit my website, dot, impeccablestyleacademy.com. Impeccable Style Academy. That's all of my courses are there, from men's styling to personal shopping courses, and then the full 8-week certification courses on there as well, and all our instructors and how to really register. And to work with me personally as your stylist or style strategist coach, you can find me at DeAnnaDuPree.com. It's DeAnna Dupree, DuPree.com, or on my website, I'm sorry, on my Instagram, I'm just at my name, DeAnna DuPree. And my Facebook is facebook.com/simply DeAnna DuPree. All of it's just really just Google me and you'll find several ways to get in contact with me, or just simply send me an email.
Gotcha.
It's DeAnnaDuPree@gmail.com, and we'll start our work together.
When a person Googles you, you are at the top of the list. Definitely. You
Yeah.
come up page number 1. So she's right.
Yeah.
You know, if you get kind of foggy, just Google DeAnna DuPree. She's right there, pictures and everything. And gosh, what a humble, powerful spirit and energy. I so appreciate you. I always tell the listeners, listen, you can't listen one time. The show has the kind of people on that cause you to listen 3-4 times so that you can get the nuggets. And you fed us so much. I mean, just by your own unveiling of yourself, you fed us so much just there. So everybody take another listen. And reach out to DeAnna. Decide, give yourself permission to reach out to her, work with her. Everybody's not going to take the course to be a stylist, but every man, woman, and maybe even a child should take on the opportunity to be your best, present yourself. Oh, you know what, DeAnna, I forgot. You know what I forgot before I sign off?
What?
How do we enter a room? I almost forgot.
Well, it takes some visual learning, but you think about strategic self-presentation, right? How am I going to present myself right now when I walk in? And I always tell my clients, it's always, right leg enters first, chest back, chin up. And you don't really make eye contact with any one person. You just walk in as if it's your party, and everyone's waiting on you. And it's really so important that you actually do that for yourself and play a game with yourself. They're all here for me. So wherever I go, wherever I land, they're all here for me. And when you walk in, you almost want to sashay, if you will. Let your shoulders glide and just, almost like you're like flying, and then your shoulders are your wings, and just to kind of, sashay in, I tell my friends, I don't walk into a room, I strut into a room, and just really take on your Tyra Banks energy for those 30 seconds. And just let yourself glide in, never with your head held down, never peeking around the door to see if you have permission to enter. Of course you do. They're all waiting for you. So you enter with your head, with your face up, chin up, shoulders back, right leg enters first, and you sashay.
I told you, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, this is the lady, and when she sashays, she sashays. Try, you know what? You'll be amazed. Just that one tip alone will definitely shift your energy and the energy of the room. I saw it happen because I saw this lady enter the room a couple of times, and every time she'd enter the room, it was the same way. It was the same response. It's undeniably true. So, I almost forgot. But DeAnna teaches you all of this when she becomes your stylist and your mentor, your coach. So you'll know all of this. So I better sign off right now before I think of something else that I need to ask. But that I definitely had to get out there. As I say, pleasure to spend this time with you, DeAnna. Thank you, audience, for tuning in. Oh, we're going to have this lady back.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
There's no way that we can get everything into 30 minutes. So I'll have to say, as I said, again, listen 3, 4, 5 times so that you gain every nugget, every diamond that's in this conversation. And I'm Margot Labette. I'll be back next week. Brand new episode. Her business, her voice, her conversation. Meantime, bye-bye. I want to thank you for listening to Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. Couple of things that I want you to do. Right now, go to my website, pick up a copy of Her Business, Her Voice, Her Reinvention, how I went from game show hopping to international show host, author, and speaker in 1 year. Number 2, Please freely listen to each and every episode. Share them out with your family, friends, the men in your lives. And then number 3, get in contact with me, one of the experts that have been on the show, because I want to make sure that you reinvent yourself. I'll be back next week with a brand new episode here on Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation.